We're back with Jess LeProtto, and we were just mentioning how you grew up in New Jersey. Coming to New York and seeing Broadway shows wasn't uncommon for you. Lion King happened to be your first show.
Mm-hmm.
Can you recall that experience of sitting in a Broadway theater and seeing a Broadway show for the first time?
Yeah. I remember I was sitting in the mezzanine at the New Amsterdam when Lion King was there, and just like in awe. I was just like, for a young kid coming to New York for the first time and being in that, city, everything is just larger than life.
Yeah.
It's like you're this big, and then like everything is like skyscrapers.
Do you remember how old you were?
I was around like 5 or 6.
Okay.
So, and I was very excited. I never did this. I never saw anything like this. The only entertainment that I had was watching videos on VHS and just like
VHS.
Jess,
I don't think
we're
you're
going
old
back
enough.
to.
I don't think you're old enough.
Oh, I am. Don't worry, I am. Trust me. There's a lot of VHSs still at my house. Don't you worry. So I remember just being in that theater and just like when that first opening number happened, The Circle of Life, of course. I was just in awe. I was just like, this is something that I've never encountered before. So, and then, I was a young kid, so I have to admit I fell asleep in my mother's lap.
And at what point did you fall asleep during the Lion King? Jess?
I don't know. That's why when I had the opportunity to see it again when I was in Newsies, I got the chance to see the whole show. So it was good.
So was it
A-okay.
Was it that experience seeing the Lion King that really kind of put that bug in you that you wanted to pursue this full-time professionally?
That was one of them.
Yeah. What was the first experience?
The first experience was my sister. My sister was my story is kind of like the typical Mike from A Chorus Line. That character. My sister started when she was 3, and then when I was born, she was still doing it. And then my mom would take me with her to dance class, and then she was 6, I was 3, and then I remember actually during the ballet class, she was like, I was sitting on my stomach right by the door crack, and I would like peek my eyes in there and just see what she was doing.
Curious young.
Yeah,
Jess.
just curious. And then my parents were like, let's give this a shot. They tried doing it with my older brother, but he didn't like it as much. So
yeah. Was there ever any time in high school or middle school growing up that you felt like maybe you were looked upon differently because your passion, your interest was in the theater?
Once I hit high school, it was okay because you start developing who you are and just developing what your love is, what your common interest is with other students. At a younger age, it was different because we were all together.
Sure.
So people saw me as this kid who was always out maybe sometimes, or just like because he had to do other things like do a show or do a Broadway show or go out and do like a little something for a television thing or commercial thing, like auditions. So they were curious. They were.
Was there ever any sense of jealousy, you think?
I'm sure there was maybe a little bit of jealousy, or there was bullying, but it never like if it affected me like that, and it just like went away. It was like it went in one ear and out the other. My parents are like, you need to have a thick skin in this business, and just that's just the beginning of it. You never know, what can happen. Like some people may not like me, but it's okay though. As long as you're happy with yourself, that's all that really matters.
Was there any one instance in your early life that stood out to you as maybe particularly inspirational or monumental that has helped you kind of stay grounded through this?
Yes. One thing are my parents. Even starting at a young age, they were very, don't get too crazy over this. Keep yourself cool and collective.
Don't become a diva.
Just be a nice, kid.
Yeah.
Classy, cool, collective, calm, humbled, very humbled, Anything like this, like Newsies or a show, is just a privilege beyond belief. And I'm just so fortunate to do what I do for a living, to perform in front of people who come out of any situation that they're in, if it's good or bad, and it's your job to make them feel happy and then have them feel happy once they leave the doors of the theater. So it feels good. And then when I see those people out there who are just smiling and gleaming, it's like a job well done. It's like I should give myself a pat on the back, but I got more work to do. So it's good.
A man who has his priorities straight.
Yeah, I try to. That's the thing. You just got to keep going. Just go with the flow.
We'll be right back with Jess LeProtto for him to answer some of the fan questions. Stay tuned.